Now, if you guys are in the market for a new driver, you are spoiled for choice these days. You've got the new M1, you've got the G30. Now, I've got the new King Cobra Limited in my hand here, and I tell you what it is.
Oh, Cruzy, sorry. I need to interrupt you there. That LTD does not stand for limited. It stands for living the dream.
Oh, really? Living the dream?
That's it.
Wow. But now, considering that you know so much about this,
Yes.
you know, I only hit this driver, and quickly before you chat about everything that is going on in this driver, don't be scared to loft it up. This is the Pro Series. I've got a 10 degree here. I really hit it low and penetrating. So again, those guys that hit the ball high, this one's for them. But I know you got a lot more information on that.
There's a lot going on in this driver, Cruzy. Now, obviously the first question anybody's going to ask is, what is this? It's called a Spaceport. Now, really cool technology. Without getting too technical, this was actually sent into space. No jokes. For vibration testing, etc., to make sure that the club is not going to get damaged when it's back down on Earth, which is really, really cool. It's called spiral lock technology.
Wow.
Now, what the spiral lock does, it dampens all the vibrations. So when you hit the club 1,000, 1,000,000 times, that spiral, that little twist in section is actually not going to come loose because it's dampening the vibrations. The other thing that's interesting to note, the material, it's the same stuff the space station's windows are made of.
Why is everybody going the space thing and everything? This looks a little like the space when you look through here. It's so cool. You can see on the inside, it's got this, it's got that and everything.
Now, Cruzy, there's a few technologies that we've touched on, but there's quite a few that we haven't spoken about. Just briefly, the speed channel, increase the speed of the face, making it a lot easier for most people to hit it, especially if you do miss hit it. But the feature I want to talk about now is called 0CG. Now, that's something Cobra have implemented. So effectively, they find the perfect waiting position on the inside of the head and they build the driver around that axis. The reason is quite simple. Maximum distance and maximum forgiveness with a very low spin rate. So effectively, if you catch this driver in the middle, it's going to go forever. Purely because it's going to stay up in the air. That 0CG is going to launch the ball at almost optimal conditions for you without any effort.
Wow, well explained. Now, PJ, mine is black here. I see
Yes.
you've got a silver ring there. Now, what's the difference between the two?
Well spotted there, Cruzy, I must say. This is the standard version. The one that you've got over there is the Pro version. So it makes it easy to identify. You know, the silver is for standard. It's for your slightly higher handicappers, your mid to high guys. Can effectively change the loft from 9 degrees up until 12, where your Pro version, you can change from 7 degrees up until 10.
Sure, it's quite a lot. And the shaft version, I see everybody's going with a rogue option and everything. Yes, of course, it's a great shaft made by Aldilla.
Yes.
But is there a few options that they've got to put into the heads?
What you see is what you get effectively. You know, it is the Rogue Silver. It's just been recolored to match the cosmetics of the King LTD. It really, really looks nice. From what we've seen, this is probably the best shaft on the market at the moment in terms of performance. It's stable. As you mentioned, it feels quite light, but it's extremely stiff. It keeps your dispersion nice and tight without adding that additional weight that you normally need.
Well, it's good to know that Ricky Fowler and Jonas Blix has actually put it straight into the bag. So, you know, if those guys can put it in the bag, there's no reason why we shouldn't go and give it a try.
Correct, and ironically, Fowler's out driving McElroy at this stage, you know.
Is it really?
That's actually quite impressive. It speaks wonders for this driver.
Living the dream.
That's it. It's exactly it.